13. Here's Manansky with the latest on why 420 is such a big pothead day.
Well, I'm trying to look at this police code thing. What is police code? I did find another story, though. Although it's nearly impossible to confirm, this is according to Mike.com. Most agree that the number first attached itself to marijuana at a California high school around 1971. According to one story, a group of 5 teens called themselves the Waldos because they always hung out by the wall. They found a hand-drawn map that supposedly led to a massive marijuana crop northwest of San Francisco. The Waldos agreed to meet at their school's statue at around 4:20 p.m. and try to find the crop. The phrase was originally 420 Lewis in reference to meeting at the statue. Now, I'm checking. What is police code?
I used to know a radio DJ on a station I worked at years ago, Scorch, and he would, every day at 420, they would go on the air and announce that that's when you're supposed to smoke pot, right? Right, Andrew?
I don't know. I can't confirm or deny that.
All right.
You want to know what Snopes says?
Snopes says...
appears to lie in the escapades of a group of friends. Yeah, that's what they say as well.
From a school in California.
Well, and, Huffington Post has a number of different things, but apparently it starts with the Grateful Dead. It was Christmas week in Oakland.
That's such a surprise.
I know, right? It was Christmas week in Oakland, 1990, and Steve Bloom was wandering through the lot, that timeless gathering of hippies that springs up in the parking lot before every Grateful Dead concert, when a deadhead handed him a yellow flyer. We are going to meet at 420 on 420 for 420ing in Marin County at the Bolinas Ridge Sunset Spot on Mount. I can't even pronounce that.
We're really going a little too deep into this, but we want to spend another 10 minutes. We could.
I did find 420. The myth that 420 is the penal code for marijuana use in California. Snopes says no. That's not true.
William, we're going to get to the bottom of this. Andrew, keep investigating, please.
There's also
no. I don't mean right now, but yes, keep investigating
on your own time.
Okay.
You can report to yourself a little later on. I can't wait to hear what happens.
Tea time in Holland is my favorite.
Okay, William. Good morning. What's your question there, William?
Good morning. Yeah, I'm a little confused. I know I should probably just do my homework on the delegates, but there's probably, 50 different counties in New York State?
51?
Well, these are,
51?
Remember, it's not by county. Is it by county?
No.
Or is it by congressional district? I know it is on the Republican side, but on the Democrat side, is it also by district?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's a bit overwhelming how Bernie Sanders covers the map, and just about Hillary only took 12 counties out of the 50.
Right.
But 12, right, yeah.
But the delegates, she wins the delegates. Now, I don't know if those congressional districts, like say, because it gets a little confusing when you talk about counties and congressional districts.
Yeah. By the way, 62 counties in New York State.
I'm sorry, what did I say?
Okay.
And 62, but congressional districts is really what's focused on, right?
It is, and what you're saying, it's interesting because I saw that last night and I was like, wow, by county, Bernie overwhelmingly took.
Overwhelmingly.
Right, but here's the thing. Keep in mind, the population is so much denser downstate, and there's so many more Democrats downstate.
The majority of the Democratic population is downstate.
Yeah, so if she just wins like Long Island and New York City, I don't know, what is that? How many congressional districts? That's like 15 congressional districts.
Well, you see the same thing with the assembly, right? When you look at the assembly people across New York State, you see them peppered across upstate. But when you get downstate, if you were looking at dots on a map, there are so many dots it just looks like one big blob because almost all of the representation is down there. Which, by the way, William, is why it's so important to have an upstate coalition, and for us, it's the Republican Senate, to be able to block some of the crazy things that come out of New York City.
The people that are voting for Bernie are probably Democrats, and it's the Democratic vote. It's a Democratic vote. What's the difference? I mean, you know what I mean?
Well, if you totaled the number of votes that Hillary got versus the number of votes that Bernie got, she outperformed him tremendously.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the difference.
By the votes.
By the votes. So then when you take a look at the congressional districts and you break it all up, I hate to say this, but I know more about the Republican side than I do the Democrat side.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you look at the map, it's just a bit confusing.
Yeah.
When you look at the map, Bernie
ended up,
takes
right.
He takes 80% of the state, but loses.
Territory, based on territory,
Right.
you're right. But
Right.
when based
Right.
on population, that's where
Uh-huh.
it's different. But again, I don't know specifically on the Democrat side. The Republican side was pretty simple. It was based on congressional districts, and you had to get better than 50%, and no one thought Trump was going to. His performance was huge here.
Now,
It was gigantic.
Yeah. All
And
right,
the
William,
Washington
thanks.
Post is saying that New York's win was so big for Clinton that from here on out, Bernie Sanders will be considered a marginal candidate.
Yeah.
That's crazy. He's making her nervous. He's giving her the business. I don't know.
Do you support William? Are you a Bernie supporter?
I love Bertie. I would wish he would beat Hillary.
Yeah.
Because then it would be easier for Trump to just walk in.
Well, there's no doubt about it. I mean, if you're a Republican, you got to be rooting for Bernie Sanders. No doubt.
You know it.
Yeah.
Go Bertie,
All right.
go Bertie, go Bertie.
Calling him Bertie.
Bertie.
Thank you, William.
Bertie.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Sure, man.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
Just to follow up on that, there are 27 congressional districts in New York. 18 of them are in an area that we would all consider New York City or New York City area.
Yeah.
So the first 18 are all like Newburgh South. And then, for instance, to what he was saying, the 21st congressional district is all those counties, Watertown, and it's Long Lake area. It's the whole North Country, and that's one district. Where, like, on Long Island, it's 4 congressional districts. So that's why he covered the territory so hugely, but she actually did get significantly more votes, almost 60%.
It's interesting. There's a 10-year-old. You remember this? We've seen his picture out there. The genius, the 10-year-old genius. His name, he has a huge IQ. He's 10 years old. His name is Lawson Frazier, and he has plenty of opinions to share. Now, I'm not sure that I would want to get my information from a 10-year-old genius, but when it comes to details and specifics and mathematics and these things, yeah, the 10-year-old genius is brilliant. I'm not sure that he has, even with his brain, I'm not sure that he has the life experience to make political predictions. However, he's out, and here's his prediction. It'll be interesting to see if he's right. By the way, he's a 5th grader at Cranbrook Schools, and I don't know where that is, if that is in New York or not. Anyway, in Detroit, so he's in Michigan. He's saying that Donald Trump is going to win it all. He will become the president, and Google is going to collapse. He made 2 predictions. So, hey, if Google collapses and Trump wins, this kid's a genius. Well, he's already a genius.
Yeah.
He's a political genius. We'll see if all that comes true. Christine with an update, 8:21. Good morning, Christine Bellino.
Good morning. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump say they are now the inevitable presidential nominees. Fresh off a huge win in New York, a Maryland teachers union does not want Republican presidential frontrunner to hold a rally at a public high school today, and lawmakers in California advancing nearly a half dozen gun control bills.
Can I read you his quote? Because I got to tell you, his quote is pretty brilliant.
Is the 10-year-old?
Yeah, this is the 10-year-old genius. Says, even though I dislike Trump, I see Trump winning. Of the November election, he says, Hillary Clinton has too much baggage, and I really doubt Sanders supporters will go with her. They'll go with Trump because they're very angry with America. So says the 5th grade genius. I think we just had 2 political consultants on through Fox News that said the exact same thing.
Yeah, the kid's making a lot of sense, except for the Google part. Does he
Google.
explain that?
I don't know. Google will collapse. I don't know. Is YouTube going to take it over? YouTube is considered a real challenge to Google. Who owns YouTube, by the way? Google. Am I right? I think I am.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's your forecast. Sunny skies with a high of 64 tonight, 35 tomorrow, mostly sunny, 74. Damn it, if story hits tomorrow that Google is struggling and collapsing like Intel, then I'm going to be, hold on tight. You know the song, One Toke Over the Line. Michael Brewer, Brewer and Shipley, on next. And a lot to talk about. A lot going on with marijuana in America. We'll deal with it coming up next to WIBX.